Let me know when you can see my screen. Okay, can you see the presentation, guys?
Yes, we
Okay,
can.
amazing. Very good. We're gonna get it going. And well, we're gonna get started with an activity that is called Two Truths and a Lie. So as to break the ice a little bit, you know that it's usually common, before you get down to business, you start talking about business, it's quite common to break the ice. Usually people talk about, what do people talk about? The weather, and what other things do people share before they start the business meeting?
How's your morning?
Right.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
How was your weekend? Exactly. These kinds of topics that, get the conversation going, and you're not in silence and in a strange or uncomfortable situation.
Yeah.
So, well, with this activity, what we have to do is to share 3 things about ourselves, and 1 is a lie. Okay, so 2 are true, 1 is a lie. However, the lie is disguised, so you have to discover from the 3 which one is not true. Okay, I will start, and then Rodolfo, you can continue, and then Felipe, you can continue with your sentences, so you can understand a little bit how it works.
Okay.
Okay, so I've been teaching English for a while. I have 3 pets: a parrot, a dog, and a cat. And I love doing sports. Which one do you think is not true?
The pets.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise, you would be hearing some noises around here. Right, yes, I don't have 3 pets, just 1, right? It's a dog. Okay, Rodolfo, you can go ahead and share 3 things about yourself, and
Okay.
we'll have to see which one is the lie.
Okay. I'm from Mendoza and I love sports, and also I a good reader. I read a lot of books, and my favorite hobby is to go to the cinema.
Okay. What do you think about it, Felipe? Which one do you think might be the lie?
I think he's lying about sport.
Netflix is my best sport.
Netflix is your best part. It doesn't require any sort of effort. Just laying down on your bed or your sofa. Okay, great. Okay, Felipe, so you're up next.
Let's see. I am a good reader too. I read a lot of books. Currently, I'm reading one.
Okay.
Um, I love to do mountain bike, and I like to. I live in France.
Okay. Rodolfo, what do you think about this description? Which one seems to be the lie?
Don't practice mountain bike.
You are mistaken.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. It's not the lie. That one is actually
Yeah,
true.
yeah. I practice mountain bike.
Like,
Very good.
okay. And the last one you said was I live in France. Is that
Yes,
right?
because
Ah,
I told you I live in Concepcion.
okay, okay. I
Right.
didn't hear very well.
Yeah, me neither. I was like, I think he said this, but I'm gonna ask. That's right. Okay. Very good.
Do you
Excellent.
hear
So,
me well? Because I'm with this
yeah,
earphone.
perfectly.
No, no,
And
it's okay. It's
yeah,
okay.
so we hear each other perfectly. That's great. Good.
It's just
So,
my pronunciation, I think.
no, because you said it like you didn't say it like that loud. You said I
Yeah.
live in France. So like,
I
okay,
hear something
France.
like I live in front of.
Okay.
There you go. Alrighty, so moving into our topic of today's workshop, as I said earlier, we're gonna be dealing with negotiation skills, right? And some tips about how to negotiate. So I would like to start with this visual activity. Here you can see two images, A and B. And so I would like to ask Rodolfo if you could please share with us, what do you see on picture A?
Okay, this is a meeting with some coworkers and the customer, and they are presenting a proposal.
Okay, we believe they are presenting a proposal. Okay, and what about the participants' attitude or the atmosphere? How do you think the people feel?
It's a friendly atmosphere. They are in confidence, and I think that they have a good relationship.
Okay, that's right, because you see them smile and leaning forward, right?
Yeah,
Um, Let me write this. I'm not sure if you're familiar. Lean forward.
yeah.
The body language is important, not only in English, right? In Spanish too. It's quite different when the person is like this. It's like, okay, taking some distance. Okay, let's see what this is about. But if the person is leaning forward, okay, the person wants to hear better and is interested. Okay, what about picture B, Felipe? What could you see? What can you see, sorry, in this
I
picture?
think is the opposite to the picture A. I think they are fighting because of their opinions,
Okay,
and they are not very comfortable,
comfortable. Yes,
comfortable. Yeah.
they are not very
Uh,
comfortable.
yeah, and the woman is trying to make some peace in the middle of these guys.
Exactly. It's like some sort of conflict took
Yeah,
place, right? Most probably about some business that they were trying to close, or some sort of proposal or terms and conditions that they didn't agree. All right.
and the boy with the street is like elastic girl because of the
His leg is up
yeah.
here. That's right. He's very
she
elastic, as you said.
he is selling shoes.
That's right. Okay, very good. Well, what I was trying to do here, guys, was to introduce two types of negotiators. In the visuals, you can see you described many things. Like, well, first you try to guess what's going on, and then you talked about body language, attitude, and all that. So, if you take this into consideration, which type of negotiator do you think is the man in picture A, right? The one that is with the hands like this, and
A
which type?
confident one, a confident
Confident
one.
one.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, what makes you say, Felipe, that he's confident?
because of their body language. I mean, his hands, his smile. Um, I think the whole team is um, is confident selling
Right.
their proposal.
Very good. That's right. People feel
It seems
comfortable. Go
it
ahead,
seems
please.
that they know what are they talking about.
Yeah,
Exactly. They know what they are talking about, and they seem to agree with what he is explaining. They seem to be interested.
Yeah,
Okay. So, confident negotiator. If you say confident, you talk about someone who knows exactly what he is offering,
yeah.
and and makes probably other people feel the same way. Any other characteristic, for example, Rodolfo, that you would add apart from confident to picture A?
um, oh, that I told you recently. They think that they know about their business, and they are transmitting uh,
Okay.
uh, safety
Oh,
about what they are talking.
excellent, very good. And then on the other hand, on picture B, sorry, the situation is completely different. So probably the person with his leg up is the negotiator, or probably the person with the white shirt, right? And maybe the person with the leg up is the or the one listening to the proposal. What type of position do you think they are taking for the negotiation?
Is a very aggressive one,
Aggressive,
and
very good.
I think it's the opposite to the picture A, because they are not thinking the same. They are not thinking of the image. I don't think how to say it, but the
Image is the correct
image, yes, of their company,
right.
because they are, how do I say, um, they are giving a wrong image of the company.
Exactly, that's right. They are giving the wrong.
That they want to their ideas don't have a point of in common, and they are trying to put his proposal over the other one.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. They are fighting, like they have their own interests and they don't seem to agree on things that would benefit both.
Yes.
I see your point. Great. Okay, so moving on, here we're going to read a very brief text that will inform us about the negotiability type. So in bold, in the black letters, you see the names of the types of negotiators. So the first one, individualists, right? That's the pronunciation. I'm going to show you the titles first, and then we'll proceed to read. The second one, cooperators, okay? And just a second. Then we have competitives, okay? And the last one, altruists. So just by reading the names or the categories and going back to the pictures,
Yeah.
which category would you say A is in, and which category, sorry, would you say B is in?
Okay.
Operators in A, I think, and individualist in B.
In the B. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay,
agree.
very good. So we are going to just read the description for cooperators. Felipe, would you like to read this brief text, starting
Yeah.
cooperators and finishing here?
Okay. Cooperators focus on maximizing their own and their counterparts' results, composing about 25% to 35% of the U.S. population studied. Cooperators are motivated to ensure that each party in a negotiation receives her fair share. Cooperators are more open to value-creating strategies such as exchanging information and making multi-issues offers than individualists are. Note that although individualists outnumber cooperators in the United States, in other cultures, cooperators can be more prevalent than individualists.
Okay, very good. So you have a piece of information that's interesting here, because in the future, if you have the opportunity to negotiate with someone from the US, you know that the tendency for them is to be more individualists. Okay, so now I'm going to ask Rodolfo, please, to read individualist's description.
Okay. Individualists concentrate primarily on maximizing their own outcomes and show little concern for others' outcomes. According to studies of business people and students, about half of US negotiators have an individualist negotiation style. Instead of creating value, individualists tend to claim it argue their positions forcefully, and at the time make threats.
Make threats. Okay.
Threat.
Are you familiar with the word threat?
Amenaza?
Threat is when you say to someone, if you don't give
Okay.
me a low price, I will not buy your service or your product. The
Okay.
person is by aggression, verbal aggression, or the person tries to put pressure on you so that you feel forced to take action or to make a decision right away. Yes. And primarily, right? The pronunciation, Rodolfo, concentrate primarily. Can you pronounce
Primary,
primarily?
primarily.
Excellent, very good. Is there any word in your text, Rodolfo, that you are not sure what the meaning of the word is?
Oh, the that you said threats. Threats,
Threat,
I never use it.
right? Usually, for example, terrorists, yes, make
Okay.
threats. If you don't give me the money in 10 hours, I will kill this person. That's a threat. Okay, very good. And about your reading, Felipe, although, yes, this is
Okay.
a connector, yes, is contrasting information. Although individualists outnumber, it means that they are more in quantity, yes,
Okay.
in comparison to cooperators, yes. Cooperators can be more prevalent than individualists, right?
The
And
right sentence, I read it, but I didn't understand it.
okay,
The whole sentence.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And you didn't understand the sentence or the word itself?
No, the sentence.
Oh, the sentence.
If I read it again, I still understanding the sentence.
Okay, very good. So it means that, okay, in the United States, the scenario is this, the amount of individualists is superior to the amount of
Mhm.
cooperators, yes, but even though that's another synonym of
Mm.
although, yes, you use these connectors when you contrast information, yes, when
Okay.
you say, okay, this is a
Okay.
situation, but it's another synonym. It's like saying but, yes.
Okay.
In the United States, there are many, many individualists, but in other countries, there are negotiators who are more cooperators.
Can you make a sentence with another example
With our
using
example, using
although? Yeah.
although,
Yeah.
okay, very good. Maybe I can think of today's workshop. Although I was expecting more people to participate, few people are participating and it is quite dynamic.
Okay.
So I contrast my expectation with the reality.
Okay.
Is it clearer now?
Yes. This is it.
Yeah.
It
Very
is.
good.
This.
And what do you think, guys, trying to discuss a little bit the details of this reading, what do you think is our attitude as Latin Americans? Do you think we tend to be more individualists, more cooperators?
Yeah. I think we are more cooperators than other countries, than other um, regions of the world,
Uh,
because of our spirit. I think
Yeah.
we are.
that's
Yeah.
true. We're more friendly, we
Yeah.
empathize more with others.
Yes.
Our culture is more cooperative than others.
That's true. That's very
We
true.
like to move in teams.
Sorry, can you say that again? We like to?
That to move or work in team.
We like to work in teams. Yes, I agree with that. Right. And cooperators, usually want both parts to succeed with the
Mm.
deal. Like if you win, I win.
Yeah.
So as opposed to individualists, they are only interested in their part. Like if I win and you lose, it's your problem.
Mm.
That's pretty much the case. Okay, so we will skip that part, and now we'll go to watch the video. Okay, this video, you will see a lady. Her name is Ivanka, and she will share 3 common mistakes, right, that people usually make when they are negotiating. Okay, give me just 1 second. So try to focus on mistakes. Yes, she will mention the mistakes, describe the mistakes, and she will and the mistakes will appear in written, yes, on the screen, so you will be able to see the name of the mistake. So
Okay.
focus on this information and we will discuss it later. Okay, I will play the video right now. Just a second. Here we go. Okay. Was the speaker clear to follow?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so as I said earlier, we will only focus on the mistakes that she mentioned, okay? Do you remember, Rodolfo, what did she say about ranges? When you say, okay, between 80 and 100 or 50 and 80, what happens when you give ranges?
Is not good because always they took the convenience one. So if you offer a range, they always put on on the extreme of
Right,
one of these range.
exactly, that's right. It will not benefit you, right? That's true.
It's like negotiating a salary. I will want to earn from 1 million to 1.5 million. Okay, I offer 1 million.
A million, okay, it sounds
Yeah.
like fair to the other party. That's right. Okay, very good. And then, Felipe, do you remember what she said about negotiate via email?
Uh, I don't remember because it was a lot of information. I don't
Uh,
have a really good memory.
no problem.
I
I
usually write a lot, so I can't remember. But if you ask me, I think she say is not the best way
That's good.
because it's
yeah.
not personal. I don't remember.
Right. Exactly.
I she talked about two situations. One,
Situations. Okay.
the people who read the email, can understand something that is not put on expression
Exactly.
or
There is no
not
body
readable.
language, right? It
Yeah,
happens a lot with text
and also
messages.
to see the reaction of the people,
Yeah,
negotiate face to face.
that's what I thought.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's not a good idea to, there is an expression in English. I'm going to type it here in the chat. Go back and forth. Go back and forth with the emails. Like I send you an email and then you answer to me, and then I send another email and then you answer again. It's like we go back and forth. Yes, we go back and forth, and then at some point you understand that it's not working. So it's better to have a meeting. Yes, it's better to
Yeah.
meet or to have, like a conference call. I can see your face and you can see my face and we understand more. Because just the text, you know, um, it can lead to misunderstandings. Yes, it can, the
Okay.
text can take the direction of the message to a misunderstanding because usually people add a tone to the text. Oh, he's mad or he's aggressive or he's, I don't know, he's not collaborative. And maybe the person is writing with another tone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like WhatsApp conversation.
WhatsApp
The
conversation.
the emotions are not in the text.
The emotions are not in the text. That's right. Yes. So that's why it's not a good idea to negotiate via email. I believe
Also,
is good only for very specific situations. Like for example, if I need to confirm my attendance to a place, or if I need to
I
after
think
there is a
yeah,
conversation.
I think it's good to throw the line and then as wait until the some catch is going up.
Exactly. That's right. But
and
not as something like you cannot transfer a
mm,
meeting to an email. Like it
Yeah.
would be very complex. And then any of you, Rodolfo or Felipe, remembers what she said about listening more and speaking less. What
Yeah.
did she mean by that?
Yeah. She said that the person uh, who the person in the meeting
Right?
can give you some valuable information, but if the person is not talkative, it's for sure he's not telling you anything
Right.
because you are how do I say bombardeando.
But you can say bombarding the person with a lot of information.
Yeah, so if he's not very talkative, she or he is going to feel like I don't know how to say, I don't
Right.
know what to say.
I don't know what to say. Like I'm not prepared for this meeting, or
Yeah,
I don't have much
al-
information to exchange.
also she talked about to build a relationship. So you have to put on their shoes and
Right.
try to make a win-win experience.
Exactly. That's right. And then she said that if you um, pay attention to this and you can build a relationship with the other person, and then in the long term, yes, maybe you close a deal now, but then
yeah,
you can build a relationship and it can represent the future of many other deals.
Yeah. You stand the basis for the future relation.
Exactly. That's very right. Okay. Well, I believe that she didn't mention things that you probably are not familiar with, but it's good to remember, that these kinds of things are important to consider. What other thing, based on your experience, for example, Rodolfo, can you share? Okay, this is a mistake in a negotiation. Apart from this, Can
Mm,
you remember, for example, any anecdote someone told you about a situation or that happened particularly to you?
assume, assume, asumir,
Assume?
to
Yeah,
assume
that's correct.
things that they are not clear about the situation of the customer or the other part. Because, for example, yesterday I went to a customer and told us that we have a contract signed, and he told us that the first pay prepared to a front or a bordage. So he
Ah,
had he their cash flow is not good as they expect. So he tried to change some uh, closures of the contract, and we have to listen him and try
it was
to,
already signed.
yeah, and we try to help them because we want to keep this contract
Right.
ongoing.
That's right. Exactly. You try to be cooperative with the person because the contract signed definitely two parts. You can be like, okay, but you signed that, so it's your responsibility. I don't know, you can
Yeah,
ask the bank for a loan, or that would be very impolite, or it means that you don't understand the person's situation, or the other thing, which was what you did, to be cooperative and to say, okay, let's see what we can do.
yeah.
Yes, let's see what
This is the idea. You said impolite.
impolite, right?
In,
It's
I,
the opposite of
this is the
polite.
of polite. Okay, this I never used impolite, so
Ah, okay. You know that in English there are opposites, but depending on the adjective, the prefix changes. So, for example, you say happy, and the opposite is
unhappy.
not unhappy, it's unhappy. So,
Unhappy. Okay,
right, in the case of polite, is impolite.
impolite. No, no, unpolite.
Not
Polite.
unpolite. Yes, very good. Okay, and what about you, Felipe? Have you ever had any sort of inconvenience with a negotiation, a mistake? You say, oh, I said this and I was not
Yes,
supposed to say this.
I have a very common mistake uh, that I make very often is to be too much insistent. Insistent,
Right,
yeah,
insistent would be the
insistent. Yes,
insist.
because uh, um, gives me a sense when you say that when she say that you can make a meeting in via email, because in my experience, I just want to make a meeting, so I write, I ask for a meeting, and
Right,
I always being insistent
Okay.
insistent.
to get the meeting.
To get the meeting.
Yeah,
And right, sometimes, different people have different times, sometimes people start prolonging, the
yeah.
meeting. Okay, maybe like Thursday. Okay, Thursday. I'm so sorry, but Thursday is not a good day, so let's switch to the following week, and then, well,
Or always the client or the potential client says that no, you can give me a schedule, and you give the schedule. I can't another day, and it's yeah,
it's
it's
kind of
very
complicated. Yes,
yeah,
that's right. Or it's very funny now that you mentioned it, Felipe, when people want to get involved. Like, as you said, for example, in a meeting, they want to have a meeting, and you offered a lot of options, and then
yeah,
the person answers, but I don't have time. So, okay,
yeah.
it would be a good idea to think if you have time first, and then
Yeah,
contact
when you can,
when you have time, and then contact me.
yeah, yeah. It's very common.
It's quite common. Yes, it's like people want something, but they don't think about what the requirements are,
Yeah.
right? Like, I need time for this. Or I don't know, if you want to start a new project, it has happened to me that I've met people who show a lot of enthusiasm and say, okay, yes, I want to start this project. And then they realize they don't do it on purpose. They realize that they don't have the time to be
Yeah.
part of the project. So
Yeah.
they start saying things like, okay, I'm sorry, but something happened. I personally prefer the truth. Like, I'm sorry, but I believe that I could. And then I realize that. But, sometimes people don't want to show a bad impression and they prefer to tell you a white lie. Yes. Are you familiar with the phrase white lies?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
a
we are.
white lie.
I think Rodolfo. No is no. It's
Yeah, no.
yeah. No, it too. A white lie is like a little lie.
A little
But
lie. It's not a.
it's a lie. It's a lie in the term.
Exactly. It's like, oh, okay, I can't go because I got sick.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not true, but it's not, I don't know, it's not the end of the world. It's
Yeah. It's not a big deal.
it's not a big deal. Very good. Okay, so moving on, we are going to go into the section of expressions, right? Vocabulary. Okay, I believe that probably you might get a better. So here we have 4 idiomatic expressions that you can use in the context of negotiations. We will do one on one, okay? Would you like Rodolfo to read the first one, then Felipe the second one, then Rodolfo
Okay.
number 3 and Felipe number 4? Let's do it like
Get
this.
okay. Get the ball rolling. Start an activity. Let's get the ball rolling.
Okay, very good. Is this clear? The ball, when you get the ball
Yeah.
rolling, you start a game.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can use it in the context of business. Can you think of any example where you could include this expression, Rodolfo?
When you are finishing a meeting and they agree with the next steps. So, okay, guys, let's get ball rolling.
Okay, let's get the ball rolling, right? And then let's get started with what we have to do next. Okay, great. Very good. Excellent. Felipe, can you read the second one?
Sweeten the deal. Make the deal more attractive. Okay. How can you sweeten the deal? Our deal.
Right. Yes, you put sugar in the deal.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be delicious with more
Yeah.
sugar. And how can you put more sugar? Because I'm not totally convinced. How can you sweeten the deal? Can you think of an example, Felipe, where you can use this?
Uh, yes, I can. I think. Would you like to? How do you say agrandar?
To enlarge.
To enlarge your combo?
Okay.
Would like
That's
to
good.
enlarge your combo
A
for
good
just
example.
$1? Yes.
Thank you for came to McDonald's.
Yes.
That's right, pretty much. Great. Very good one. Okay, Felipe, the next one, please. Sorry, Rodolfo, the next one.
Blow a deal. Run or ring? How do you spell? How do you
Deal.
pronounce it?
The pronunciation, deal.
No, ruin, ruin,
Oh,
ruin,
ruin. Yeah, ruin.
ruin, ruin a business deal. I don't want to blow the deal. This is a very important client.
Right, like blow a
Yeah,
deal. You
blow a
make
deal.
you make a big mistake and it's the end of the contract or the end of the
Yeah,
negotiation.
yeah. For example, when I told you recently about my meeting with the customer yesterday,
Right.
if he told me about his complicated to according with his cash flow, I can mention, for example, okay, let's talk with my lawyer. So this is blow the deal.
Oh yeah, big time. Right. So you can anticipate that will be the end of the relationship, the business
Yeah,
relationship.
exactly.
Exactly. Okay, and the last one, Felipe, could you please read it?
Cut a deal. reach an agreement. All right, we've got a deal.
Okay, so that is when everything is already agreed, everything clear. So, okay, let's cut the deal,
Yeah.
right? When was the last time you heard that phrase, Felipe, in your...
Yesterday, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yesterday, yes, because yesterday was Friday, yeah. Yeah, yesterday, we cut a deal with
Yeah.
a very important inversionist,
Investor.
investors. Yes, with a very important investor for the project that I told you that week.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
Congratulations. You
yeah.
cut a
Thank
deal.
you.
It feels great to cut a deal on Friday
Ah,
because that's
yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to celebrate.
It's Friday. That's because of my of my Chinese eyes.
Exactly. But it was worth it.
Oh, totally.
Totally worth it. Great. Okay, and we have arrived to the juicy part of the workshop, which is the preparation and of what we practiced. And this section is called Get to Yes. When we negotiate or when we are trying to cut a deal, okay, we want a yes, we don't want a no. Okay, so we situation. You can see on the left side a very important, it can be an investor or the CEO of an important company where you are trying to offer your services. And this person seems to be interested, but you have to convince him, okay? And then on the other hand, you see I included picture of two young people because I tried to express the idea of entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs need a lot of energy to row, to convince their prospects. So, who would like to be in the position of the businessman? Any of you for this role play?
Rodolfo is more like a businessman.
No. I'm
Okay.
just the project manager. I'm not the commercial one.
Okay, and then okay, Felipe, so you are going to be the guy, offering your services. This
Okay,
is a good opportunity because we didn't talk about your project. So now by interacting, you will learn
okay,
about what you do. Um, so and you can see there are some expressions. It doesn't mean that you have to use all the expressions, but you see them there, and you can take some expressions that can be useful in the conversation. Yes. So in the first lines, you see expressions when you arrive, the meeting, when you start the meeting, nice to meet you. How was your trip? Yes, to break the ice. Okay. And then, well, moving on, you can get started. I like to start by introducing myself. Yes. Imagine this is a first time basis, the first time you meet the person. Um, and then you move on and you start talking about your services, right? And then you will start, you know, uh, probably the businessman, in this case, Rodolfo, will have questions like the example, could you clarify one point for me? Okay,
Okay.
I'm afraid that's too expensive or things like that, things that usually happen in an interaction. Okay. Okay, so let's imagine that, Rodolfo, so you are interested in Felipe's services, and Felipe will explain to you, and he will try to convince you uh, to get to become an investor.
okay. Let's
Uh,
start.
let's start. Let's get the ball
Okay.
rolling.
Let's cut a deal.
Let's cut a deal right away.
Hi, Rodolfo. Nice to meet you. Thank
My
you for your
pleasure.
time. I can read these sentences, and I mean it's like reading, and they are building
You're
by
building the
yeah.
conversation.
An idea. Improvising.
Yeah. I would like to start by introducing myself. I am Felipe. I'm 31 years old. I have this project that I would like to to invite you to be part of, and the project in itself is it's um,
It's about?
it's yes, it's about the environment, and how how your finances can be uh, benefit of it. We
That's
are
amazing.
yeah, we are a very small startup that makes your your children's how do I say, your children's trip be possible by just transforming your child's trash, your how do I say, uh, escolar, your school trash into the into savings. Yeah. So in this program, you can transform your child's trash into savings in the period of their entire scholarship life. I'm not explaining very well because of lack of terms, but I'm trying to.
Great job.
Yeah.
So now Rodolfo will have questions about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could you clarify me about how you implement that on the school, how they involved to this project?
Yes, I could. In the first time, we are offering this project to the how do I say, cursos,
The class? The
the
class?
class, for the class. We're offering this for the class, and we agree a meeting with the director,
Right. The principal.
with the
The
principal,
principal.
and with the teacher, and with the tutor of the program. So we offering this. It is a back office system where we can check the how do I say, avance.
The progress?
Yeah, where you can check the progress of your savings uh, by seeing um, as graphics. I mean, you can see how many, for example, aluminum you are saving, how many plastic you're saving, and this is gives you an approach to the global goal. We it's very difficult to me to explain it in
Don't worry,
English.
you're doing a good
Uh,
job. I can help.
fro- from my perspective, I can say that it sounds great for the school, but I think that they have to spend uh, how much of the budget to implement it.
Um, well, we take care of the entire operation of taking this trash and selling it. That is my business. Yeah. The business is how do I say, disfrazado.
These guys,
The business is disguised as an uh, as an initiative. How do I say initiative?
initiative, yeah.
As an initiative of taking care of the environment, taking care of your finances, and taking care of the the uh, the the
Of the
children's about
environment.
the children's about their small environment in class, for example. And I don't remember how you what do you ask me, because I'm trying to pick these words.
I talk about that if the school has to put some part of their budget to abort this project, or if it's uh, only free inversion in terms of financials.
Yeah.
Uh,
We think to put it as a premium method, but because this project can be very flexible in the meaning of don't just don't put it as an saving program, because you can take this system and apply to I don't know, business, and take it to another level, or how do you say, it's not just it's how do I say, uh, it's free for charge for the college, and but it have um, a freemium part that can be revealed in the um, how do I say, in the process.
In the process, right?
Yeah.
from my perspective, I can say that this is very interesting for the community. So I will like to present your services, and I would like to make a kickoff meeting with also parents representatives, so can they can involve in the project as a community.
Okay, that's right. May I suggest the next Friday?
Okay, it sounds great for me. I think
Okay,
we can both agree that.
okay, Rodolfo, that sounds great.
Okay,
So
great. Amazing, you did it.
Let's let the ball rolling.
Let's
let's
roll
cut it.
Get the ball rolling. Listo.
Good deal. Fantastic. All right, guys, that was excellent. Great performance. So I know that it's a challenge. It's one thing is to think of the situation in your mind, and another thing is to
Yeah,
speak and interact. The words,
yeah.
the expressions. So, but you put a lot
It,
of enthusiasm, and you did a great job.
it's not easy.
It's not
Felipe has Felipe has the main role, and just an actor, secondary actors.
That's right, pretty much. Okay, so we have come to the end. As I said, congratulations to both of you guys. I would like to share with you my feedback, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Right. How was the experience? How did you guys feel today with today's workshop?
it's very comfortable for me. I'm looking. I like to have conversations, situations that improve my level in English, and also I I used today some words that I never used. So this is one of my objectives, for in one way to improve my uh, my language, and also to develop, or how to say, to hear better, to understand the whole idea.
Improve your listening skills, not only
Yeah, listening
understand
skills.
general ideas, but also understand details.
Yeah, listening skills, and improve pronunciations, and other stuff. So it's very dynamic. I like this kind of classes because
It was very dynamic for too. I mean, we started, I thought it was 10, 15 minutes after we started, and it's already 1 hour. So it really became really, really interesting um, all through the workshop. So I took some notes, if you can see on my screen. For example, for Felipe, remember the pronunciation of this word, right? It's suit,
Shoot. Okay.
right? Because sweet is, remember, sweet is connected with sugar. Oh,
Yeah.
this coffee is too sweet. Please, can you? Okay, and this is suit when you're talking about men's clothes, formal clothes for So the correct pronunciation is, you have to forget about the letter I,
Okay,
just say suit,
good.
right?
Okay, I understand.
Here, agree, so I'm going to highlight,
Agree.
so it's
Okay.
aggressive.
Aggressive. Okay, aggressive.
Very good. And then the pronunciation said. I
Said.
always say this to my students, and I say said is like in español, cuando decimos tengo sed, it's the same, said.
Mhm. Yeah,
Said.
that's good.
That is a good association. Well, here you have some vocabulary that you didn't remember, like for example, large, yeah. How your finance can be
Benefit.
benefited, and here you needed the ed, benefited. You know, in English, everything that in Spanish you say ado ido, like for example, beneficiado, like in
Los
this
gerundios. Los gerundios.
country,
Yes,
ado ido. That's
great.
right. So every time in Spanish is ado, beneficiado, another one concentrado, you say concentrated. In English is ed. Yes,
Easy. Okay.
Okay,
ed. And remember, curso is class, disguised is the word for disfrazado, and initiative is the word for iniciativa. Very good.
Okay.
And for Rodolfo, well, Rodolfo, you have pretty much your vocabulary is quite good. Some little things with the structures. For example, there is a difference, Rodolfo, when you ask a question. The order of the elements usually is, what are they talking about? This is a question. But when
Mm,
you put the question in an affirmative, you say, okay, I can see what they are talking about. Because you don't say, I
I-
can see what they are talking about. I can see what they are talking about. So when you put the question in the form of an affirmative, so you put the subject, the verb, blah, blah, blah.
okay, okay, that's
Do you see the
I
difference?
understand. Yes, I saw it.
Very good. So this is only when it is a question, but when you put it in an affirmative, or I can imagine because you were describing the pictures, what they are talking.
They are talking. No, are they? They are.
Exactly. Very good. Then another thing, when you talk about when you want to say I would like to make, because this is like a desire that you have. Oh,
Mm,
I would like
yeah,
to make. I would like to do this. I would like to have a meeting, because will is when you talk about the future. Okay,
oh,
next week I will do this or I will finish this. It's like your future plans. But when you talk about your wishes, right? You say I would like, not I will like. So remember, will is for future plans. Yes, and when you talk about wishes, you're going to use would. Oh, I would like to meet you.
okay,
I would
okay.
like to start.
I see it now.
Do you see it? I would like, sorry. So that is the main difference. Sorry, let me just change the order here. And then, well, you ask just to confirm, but it is correct. Assume, yeah, is the pronunciation of this word, assume. And
Assume.
when you use the word affront, I think you wanted to say afford, because
For,
your client signed,
enfrentar.
exactly, your client signed for a contract, and then, oh, but I can't pay for this. I can't
Yeah,
afford.
for. Okay.
Afford is the word in English. It's a verb. That's right. Thank you for come. It's thank you for coming. Yeah? Thank you for coming. Not for come, but for
Okay.
coming. So all the times, guys, when you want to say thank you for, and thank you for writing, thank you for coming, thank you for participating in this workshop,
ing.
ing. Yes,
ing. ing.
ing. And involve, yes, when you talk about involve, it's not involved to, but involved in.
Okay.
Okay.
Like in Spanish, me involucro en el proyecto. I get involved in the project. And the last one is not a board because board is like a bordo, something like that.
Ah, okay.
But it is
Approach.
approach, right? How do you approach the conversation? Okay, well, I start with what is the weather like and how was the weekend? How do you approach something? How do you approach a project? For example?
Bien.
Very good. Okay, amazing, guys. So thank you so much. Muchas gracias
Thank
por
you.
participar. Espero que haya sido productivo el taller.
No,
La verdad que es
excelente.
un placer, es muy agradable poder compartir un taller con personas entusiastas. Así que bueno, muchas gracias.
No,
Gracias.
gracias a vos y bueno, después mandame cómo puedo seguir con las clases, un poco lo que te decía ayer cuando me invitaste al taller, la flexibilidad horaria, eso es básicamente lo que a mí me complica. A veces si yo me comprometo no sé, a lunes y miércoles, a veces los lunes después no puedo. Entonces, eh, es un poco lo que me interesaría conocer de la metodología del taller. Pero en cuanto a la clase en sí, impecable, es lo que estoy buscando.
Perfecto, bueno, un placer entonces, Rodolfo, contactar con la info. Y bueno, Felipe, que estés muy bien y estaremos en contacto.
Sí, yo tengo tu correo, lo que vimos la semana pasada. Estoy tratando de convencer a los chicos del equipo porque la
Colegas.
verdad, sí, les da un poco de vergüenza porque no saben nada. Entonces,
Igual de todas maneras, si ellos comenzaran clases, primero se les haría un diagnóstico, diríamos, y las clases son acorde a su nivel. No
claro,
participarían de clases, diríamos, en las que no se van a poder desenvolver. Así que en ese sentido
claro,
deben despreocuparse.
entiendo. Sí, no, pero a mí por lo menos me interesa, estamos viéndolo de cuándo partir, pero porque igual esta semana hemos estado con hartas cosas, entonces,
Ahora las fiestas patrias,
Ahora vienen las empanadas
las empanaditas, el asadito. Así que
pero sí,
esta semana es un break.
yes, yes.
Así que bueno, ahí estaremos en contacto con ambos y bueno, que tengan un excelente fin de semana. Muchas gracias por
Igual a
participar.
mí,
No,
igual a
gracias a
María.
vos, encantado Felipe, mucha suerte.
Rodolfo, igual, un gusto. Oye, tú, a todo esto, en el correo que tú enviaste, viene el correo de Rodolfo, ¿no?
Sí, los he puesto a ambos
Ya,
en
Buenísimo,
para que estemos en
buenísimo.
contacto.
para que estén en contacto.
Estupendo.
Sí,
Fantástico,
pues.
estupendo. Qué bueno,
Así
adiós.
voy a ir a conocer Concepción o
Ven
Francia,
acá
no
y acá te esperamos.
Qué
Chao,
bueno.
gracias.
Gracias.
Chao, que estén
Chao,
bien.
chicos, que tengan buen fin de semana.
Igualmente.
Igualmente. Chao, gracias.